What's up, class? I am uh worst thing just happened to me. My iPad stopped recording without letting me know. I finished the entire set of notes um and now I can't. Now I have to redo it. So let me go ahead and erase all this. Spoiler alerts, these are gonna be rectangles, just letting you guys know. Just thought you guys would get a nice kick out of my suffering here. Um and let's go ahead. Um let's leave that. And let's do this together. Wonderful. All right. I'm going to leave those three things there, and we'll do these all separate. Okay. We'll do all these separate. That's going to be helpful for later. Wonderful. All right. So I'm going to go all the way to here. Again, sorry if it's really loud. I've got track outside of my uh, room here practicing. Okay. So the three properties that we're going to use for this rhombus is that all sides are congruent, diagonals are perpendicular, and opposite angles are bisected. So that means that these are bisected, so they're going to be congruent, and you'll see why that's going to make sense later. All right, so first, let's start with our sides. I know that the heck happened here. That 3b plus 4 is congruent to 16b minus 9. Since that is the case, let's go ahead and set those equal to each other right there and solve. So if you want to do it on your own, go ahead and pause the video. Otherwise, you can just follow me because we're going to speed run this. First, let's get rid of a variable. I'm going to go ahead and subtract 3b. Now we can go ahead and cancel out one of the constants on that on the same side as the variable. I don't know why I crossed that out. I got 13 is equal to 13b. Divide by 13, and we found our first variable. Our b is equal to 1. That's going to be important later, so let's go ahead and highlight that. Now, next, why is 14a plus 20 equal to 90? Well, if we remember, diagonals in a rhombus are perpendicular, right? They create a 90-degree angle. So since 14a plus 20 is a 90-degree angle, we just can set 14a plus 20 equal to 90 degrees. And now we can solve for a. So I'm going to go ahead and subtract. Again, if you want to do this on your own, go ahead and pause the video. Otherwise, just follow me. Subtract 20 to get rid of the constant. Divide by 14, and I got a is equal to 5. Wonderful. We found our second answer. All right, so now let's go ahead and find TV. Now remember, all sides of an angle are congruent. So TV is equal to 3b plus 4. I'm not going to use 16b minus 9. I don't think I can do that in my head. So let's go ahead and use 3b plus 4. So if I've got 3b plus 4, I'm just going to do it down here. 3b, this is TV is equal to 3b plus 4. B, it looks like that's 1. So I get 3 times 1 plus 4, which means that TV is equal to 7. So we found our first answer right there. Easy peasy. Next, we are looking for VZT. VZT. Mhm. Well, that's simple. What is it? That's 90 degrees. We already said that, right? So this is going to be 90 degrees. Wait, Martinez, hold up. Why are you putting 90 degrees? Why aren't we plugging anything in? Well, remember, VZT is this angle right here. So VZT is 90. We set that equal right there. If you wanted to plug in 5 into here, you're going to get 70 plus 90. So we can just skip that entire step. But if you wanted to show it, go ahead, right? That would just be 14 times 5 plus 20, and you get 90. And last, VTZ. VTZ. Well, remember, if opposite angles are bisected, that means that this is congruent to this. So finding 5a minus 5 gives us a VTZ. So let's go ahead and plug in a. So I've got 5a minus 5 5, and this is equal. Actually, let's go ahead and give us a little bit more space here. VTZ is equal, measure, 5 times 5 minus 5. I get 25 minus 5, which gives us 20. VTZ. And we found it. We're done. Whoa, all right. And that's an angle, so it's degrees. Great. All right. So we got all our work. We got number one done real quick. So let's see if we can move on to 2 and 3. Now, I already did this earlier, which is again why you guys see this filled out. So the two things that we're going to use is that opposite sides are congruent and diagonals are congruent. Well, why do we have to use those? Well, first of all, I can see that AD and BC are opposite angles, right? I already labeled them for you. I have 3x on the left side and 2y plus 1 on the right. Now, what I noticed is that when I created an equation using these two things, I can't solve for any variable. So I asked myself, okay, I've got AC. AC is this diagonal right here, and that's equal to, sorry, I missed it, to 4x minus 2, and this one as well is equal to y plus 6. But the thing I know about rectangles in particular is that the diagonals are congruent, right? They are congruent. I can tell that right up here. This is congruent to this. This is congruent to this, right? Yes, they are also going to be bisected, but that just means that these diagonals are congruent. So knowing that, I can set those two equal to each other. So let's go ahead and set those equal to each other. Where is it? Okay, is that, oh, it's because I'm using a highlighter. 4x minus 2 is equal to y plus 6. And now, because I do have a y right here all by its lonesome, I'm going to go ahead and use substitution. You guys can use elimination. Again, if you guys want some practice and want to do this on your own, I suggest pausing the video and trying it on your own. You can solve this using substitution or elimination, but I'm going to go ahead and use substitution. I'm going to subtract 6, and I get 4x minus 8 is equal to y. Now that I have y, I know that I can go ahead and plug this into the y on my pink equation. So let's go ahead and do so. So I have 3x equals 2 times y. But remember, y is not just y, it's 4x minus 8. And then I can add 1 to the end. Now I'm going to go ahead and distribute. I have 3x is equal to 8x minus 16 plus 1 minus 8x minus 8x. I get negative 5x is equal to negative 15. And now we can just divide. Sorry, this thing is lagging. Why is this happening? And I get x is equal to 3. And again, if you followed along with me, I don't want you to be confused, right? Negative 16 plus 1, well, that equals negative 15. That's where I got that from. And then obviously 3 minus 8x. So at the end, my answer was x is equal to 3. But we're not done. I've got my x. Notice I already have an equation set up for y, so let's go ahead and use that one. For Probably just heard a disappointment in my sigh there. Sorry. I got 4x minus y. Remember, x is not just x. X is now a 3. So I'm going to go ahead and plug that in. I got 12 minus 8 is equal to y. 12 minus 8, I know what that is. That is 4. And we're all set there. I've got my two answers. X is equal to 3. Y is equal to 4. And we're done. If you got that and you did it on your own, great job. You're in a good spot. You remembered how to do systems. All right, now let's take a look here. I know that this has to be a rectangle. Why? We got 90 degrees, right? Since these are 90 degrees, I know that these are parallel, but that's all I know. I don't know anything about the sides. Sides for sure can all be congruent. Opposite sides can be congruent, but we can't say that all sides are congruent. So the farthest we could go here is that this is a rectangle. So, knowing that, they told us two things. They gave us this diagonal right here. Well, they didn't give it to us, but they did tell us that AC CD right here. This is 15y plus 10. And CAB is 18y minus 2. Now, the things I know about these two here is that these are congruent. Why? Well, we didn't go over it up here with rectangles, but remember, since these are parallel and the diagonal is my transversal, I know these here are going to be congruent by alternate interior angle. Wow, we're really going back a ton, kind of like over here, right in number 3, which I will get back to you guys on Thursday. But if I know that these are congruent, all I have to do is just do 18y minus 2 is equal to 15y plus 10. And now we can go ahead and solve for y, and we are done for notes for today. So again, if you want to do this on your own, go ahead and pause the video. Otherwise, just follow along with me, and we've got our answers. So I've got 3y minus 2 is equal to 10. Now all we have to do is just add 2, 3y is equal to 12, divide by 3, and I have a final answer of y equals to 4. Again, sorry these notes took forever. I know how long they took. It took me twice as long. So, thanks a lot, guys, for following along up until now. I really hope, I know that notes, especially on video, are super boring. I hope it goes well. Again, make sure you guys replay it. Look at the transcript, anything you need to go ahead and make sure that you understand this concept. I will see you guys on Thursday. We'll be practicing then. Have a great rest of your day.